The best part about doing the system project was having blank pages to fill up with ideas and just weaving a narrative in between fashion, architecture, furniture, all with a youth spirit in mind. There was 500 young people who I would imagine 99% of them may have never picked up a system magazine before, which is the metric. That was my goal and metaphor for life, essentially. That's where the whole Off-White thing, it's my premise, is like joining, figuratively, the tourist and the purist together. The person who sort of super educated in, you know, creative fields, be it art, fashion, architecture, who sort of know the most, and the outside world, and usually that outside world is typically was like older, you know, which is the tourist, you know, the average person on the street. The only reason why there's that many kids is because there's a young generation that wants to be a purist, that just needs someone to say, hey, look at this. Here's a book on a shelf that it might look like any other magazine, but there's real content inside. And if you read it, you'll learn something that you can apply to your ambition. Those kids don't know who Jürgen Teller is. But through this moment, he might be the first big photographer they ever knew.
That's a good introduction.
You know, Rem Koolhaas. 2 kids came up to me, were like, oh, he's my favorite architect. But they're also like, yeah, I listen to rap music too, and you know. I grew up looking on the TV for somebody to sort of show me the ropes. Like seeing a rap video with Pharrell in it, like in Tokyo, was like, man, I was just into the music. Now I'm interested in like this random, you know, thought of being in Tokyo one day myself. I was fortunate enough to like meet those people, and you know, but then I was like, what about all the other kids that are sitting at home that don't have that inspiration? You know, don't have one figurehead person where they can just look on their Instagram and be like, okay. This thing came from me and my friends being like, play rap music with alcohol and then everyone jumping around, or make a t-shirt, and like we would have come and stood in a line like that just for the initial touchdown, and then you might not have seen us again until we had a project. But we knew at one point in our formative creative life we were just like fans of something, and then took that and applied it to our own ambition, and then that's how you end up in London randomly or something like that. That's the whole point. Now is probably the most fertile time to sort of be that ambitious. The internet is a powerful tool. You could literally start a brand with like literally 3 clicks of a thumb. You could probably like be Damien Hirst's studio assistant. You know, it wasn't like that 3 years ago. If someone sits and figures out like what's the next way to evolve the idea of posting images and making something interesting, it can go viral and you can sort of be working at your dream institution. So I believe that. You know, the fact that those kids showed up off of a couple posts on Instagram, you know, like if you can just focus that in the right way with some new ideas,